Ciao everyone, welcome to Beatspot. I'm Marco and this video is sponsored by Sonible, a brand that develops really noteworthy plugins, and in this video I want to show you how their brand new smart comp2 can help you improve your mixes in a new interesting ways. So let's dive into it. So smart comp2 is a compressor. It's a modern compressor, a digital compressor that comes with a lot of unusual features. So the best thing to do is going here and going the show tutorial, which is the first thing that pop-ups as you open the plugin for the first time. So taking the tour, they explain what it is. It's an intelligent compressor with content-aware processing and automatic parameterization. So we have this slot. Get started by analyzing your input signal. In fact, Smart Comp2 is capable of analyzing your input signal and suggests some presets based on their AI that they are supposed to make your track, your sound, your basses sound better. And we have different options. We have different profiles, universal, drums, guitar, keys, and more. And once you picked it up, you can just play the audio into it and press the record, and it will analyze everything. And after learning, spectral compression will be activated. So going on, we have the interface. So we have the meter here with the input reading, the compression in the middle. We also have the scale, which is really cool, and the wet knob. And here we have the output meter. And so this is how you control the parameters. So this is the ratio. This is the threshold line. And we also have these windows that allows us shaping the envelope of the attack other than their duration. We have the spectral compression like part of the plugin, so it will balance out your signal with over 2000 bands, only applying compression where needed. So it's kind of multi-band compression, but with so many bands that it's not really multi-band compression. It's something more. It's more accurate. It has like a different sound. And here we can fine-tune the spectral compression by dealing the amount of spectral compression and how much color we want. And this other knob is about the compression style. And here we can choose the frequency range where the spectral compression is applied. So kind of a sidechain filter. By going on, we have another interesting feature. So here we have the freeform transfer function, and these are like shape presets that are monitoring the changes in the compression grid. So it just like detects how much content there is at each stage of the dynamic range. So let's go on. So this is the ratio. It moves like this, and this is the threshold. This is how it opens, so we can shape the envelope like this. We can also add some hold, and the same goes for the release. So it moves like this, and it ramps down slower or quicker. And we also have an out release toggle. Then we have this other like dot that allows us applying some different ratio of compression below the threshold. And here we have the sidechain filter, and here we have all the spectral part. So let's go on with some examples. So I have this drum loop, and I have this preset which has been already made. So this is an example of how it sounds on drums. Let's just play with these parameters, which is one of the most interesting to me. So this is really cool for shaping highly dynamic stuff like drums, for example. I'm compressing all this range, but if I want some more detail in the lower range to come up, or if I want to make all the content tighter, I have that function without having to deal with the compressor first and a gator later, or vice versa. So now let's see how it works on the instrument bus. So you can hear how everything is falling a bit down as soon as I turn it off. So let's move the parameters and see how it behaves. And you can also see how the compressed signal is shaping its envelope here in the GUI. So as soon as I move, so it gives you an idea of how your content is being compressed, is being treated before and after it's actually being played. So you can see the whole history and how you are actually touching it without to have to replay everything and just see the visuals scrolling on. I mean, that's a really cool feature. So now let's see how the whole AI thing works. So let's drag in a new preset. So I have this instrument bus soloed. I select guitar, bass, then I press record and let's play it. You can see it's analyzing. One important thing, at least for me, I disabled in the settings the set input gain after learning and the enable auto gain after learning, because based on my personal experience with this plugin, it was messing up the content a bit, but I mean, it's as easy as clicking here and you have a preset like this. And you can also see here how the spectral compression is shaping the whole stuff as soon as you touch all these parameters. So now let's tweak it a bit. So generally I turn off the auto release. So the difference for me between 0 and 100, 150 is that at 0 it sounds hollow. I mean, not really interesting. And at 100, 150, it sounds the way I want it to sound, the way I think it's meant to sound. So way more exciting. Now let's play with the clean and dirty. So generally I almost crank the compression style because I like it more dirty than clean, at least with the spectral compression enabled, because it makes the whole sound richer and louder to me. Let's see how it sounds on the whole mix, which is really interesting because it really sounds transparent yet noticeable, pleasingly noticeable on complex stuff. So So now let's jump to another mix and see how it behaves with another kind of sound. So let's listen to it on drums again. So now let's listen to how it sounds on guitars. So I'm cranking all the parameters so you can understand actually the sound of this plugin, and it's great on this kind of stacked guitars where tone is almost everything. As you can see, the dynamics are pretty squashed, but I like how you can shape the whole tone with a few parameters and also have some more control with your EQ, with other distorters and whatever. But this is doing like a great job, not only squashing the stuff, controlling dynamics, it's also balancing and making the guitars fit in the mix. Now let's see how it sounds on bass. So. So it's really subtle, but as soon as I turn it off, I feel something is missing from the bass, especially from the higher harmonics. And you can see me play a lot with this parameter because I've been experimenting a lot with this kind of processing with other plugins, and having it here available in a unique GUI is great. It's really great. I think I really want to stress that it's kind of processing that should be taken advantage of, even if it seems like it's overdoing and messing up stuff, but it can really squeeze out the loudness of most sources that easily. So that's it. Other things you want to know about this plugin is that there's an external sidechain. There's a stereo compression, mid-side compression, then there's also the delta, which allows us listening to the difference of signals. So let's turn this on. So you can actually listen how you are changing the sound by hearing the difference between the two. Then there's the channel link, so control the amount of stereo linking. If you reduce this value, the left and right channel will be processed independently. So that's good to have. And then we have the spectral link, which is another thing. You can control the amount of spectral limitation for the broadband compression. So if you have it at 100, you have no compression outside of this range. And as you go towards 0, you are having a full broadband compression. So you are like smoothing out the extremes of this band. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again, Sonible, for letting me review this fantastic plugin, and see you in the next one.